Hello world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to RoboThoughts Zero to Hero series C and C++ coding using Arduino Mega. Guys, we are on lesson number 7 variables. I am going to show you what a variables in C++ means, right? What exactly it does in Arduino. I'll show you with some hands-on examples and try to explain you as best as possible. All right. So basically guys, a variable is used in programming to store a particular value. So for example, now let's say let me open up the Arduino IDE. All right, so we are on a bare minimum program, right? So in this, what we can do is the variable basically, which is also used to store a particular set of value, which may change during the course of life, during the course of your set of line of codes, right? It depends upon how many lines of code you write. So based on that, a particular set of memory is set aside, storing the variable in your Arduino, right? And the variable is given a particular name which allows it to be accessed in your code. And it's also called as a named variable, right? So you can call it whatever you want, like you can say my dog equals to motor A, right? Or sensor A, my monkey equals to motor B, whatever. It can be named variable, you can name whatever you want. So I'll give you some example, and if you were to write your own code that keeps the total of say your team score, you have a team of about say 5-member team or 3-member team in a particular sports match, you are playing a cricket or a football. The value that a variable is holding, that is the team score, would be displayed on the screen on your terminal while the sports match is being played. Okay, I'm just giving you a hypothetical example. You can take any kind of example. Okay, as the score increases, the value that the variable holds will be increased and displayed on your terminal window or on the screen, and that would be updated showing the new value that the score variable now is currently present. Okay, so let me write a small sketch and show you how that actually works. So let me start from here. Let me share the IDE, and yes, I think you guys can see the IDE. All right, now let me show you some example how this looks like, right? So let's go to void setup. Inside the setup, what we need to do is say int count. Okay, we need to say int count and end with a semicolon count. Now what to count? Serial dot begin. Okay, begin, serial dot begin 9600, that is your baud rate, which I showed you in the previous lessons. Baud rate, okay, that is the speed. And now what we need to do, within the setup function, let us say count equals to say 0, and then put a semicolon, and let's say serial dot print ln. And what line you want to print? You are going to print count, which is actually your 0. Okay, and then end with a semicolon, and then let's say count equals to 1, end with a semicolon. Okay, and then serial dot print ln, and what you want to print, it's the count of 1. Okay, end with a semicolon, and then let's take another number, say serial begin. My god, I didn't notice this spelling mistake. It's very important, guys. Okay, serial begin, serial print. All right, now let's say count equals to 2 semicolon. Now serial dot print serial dot print ln, serial dot print ln. What you want to print? You want to print count. All right. Put a semicolon. Now void loop, we are not going to use the loop function here because we just want to print it once and see what happens. All right. Now let's print this. I am going to run this on the terminal, and then I am going to, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even compile this program. It's my bad. I need to first compile it and then load it into Arduino. Compiling sketch. I hope there are no error. There you go, done compiling. Now let me load the program. That is your arrow mark on the left side below the edit button. That is to upload the program, the code into your Arduino. As soon as the code has been uploaded, you can see done uploading at the bottom, and also you can see a blinking LED on your Arduino. Now I am going to open the serial monitor. Yes, now I can see a count of, let me just share the serial monitor with you guys. Yes, can you see that, guys? Here you can see 0, 1, 2, right? So this is how you use a variable, according to your needs. So basically you can also define, define a variable. Now what is a variable definition? So for example, int count, right? Int is an integer and count, you are defining it, right? So in this particular code, a variable definition as it defines as int count. Now there is also something called variable type, right? So in the same example, this particular code, for example, let me just move my screen to the IDE so that you guys can understand. Right, so in this particular example, what is a variable type? So in the type is the int, it's int, this is the type, it's an integer, right? So this means that the variable can hold a integer value only. It's an integer value, that is the variable type what you're typing. And then an integer is not, it's a whole number, not a fraction. It's a whole number. For example, 2, 5, 0, 10, 24, 100, or minus 32, minus 58, all those things it's a whole number, right? That is how this particular integer value you are going to define, right? Now the variable name in this particular code has been given as count, right? We put it as count. You can name anything, guys, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. I just gave it as an example as count. Now the variable can be referenced or used in your code by using the name count, right? You can just count it by 0, 1, 2, what you saw on the terminal just now. That is how this works, right? Now how you are going to use the variable in a sketch, in your particular Arduino code sketch. So after a variable has been defined, it can be assigned a particular value, and that value of variable can be displayed in the serial monitor window. All right, that is how it works, right? For example, count equal to 0 semicolon, right? So and then we are setting up serial dot print ln in the bracket count. What is that you are printing, right? So that will print, it will show 0 on your display, right? Same way for rest of the other aspects. So guys, I hope this is clear. This is how the variables works, and I am going to show you different types of variables in the upcoming lessons. Until then, do give me a thumbs up and a like. I'll be back soon. Goodbye.